County, that's where we do have a live crew right now. Things seem to be a little quiet out there, but you can see those dark skies. You can see the ominous skies. Earlier we were saying the trees are really waving back and forth. You know, the storm hasn't quite hit that part of Knoxville just yet.
Water content there.
Oh wow, look at
Just
that coming
pouring down.
Amazing.
And that's another thing.
video.
You know, you were saying the substantial amount of rainfall that's coming with these storms can cause some flooding.
And lightning.
5 homes are damaged on Old Highway 63. We're not sure the extent of that damage.
For these communities devastated continues in Claiborne County. That's where reporter Casey Wheeless is live with the latest. Casey.
Hey guys, we've been telling you and you folks at home that an EF3 tornado has hit Speedwell. What exactly does that mean? We'll take a look. I'm standing in what's left of one of the homes that was hit by that tornado. This is just one example of what 140-mile-per-hour winds can do. Now we're going to walk just a little bit over through the house, and right here you can see the kitchen, the damage done to the kitchen, the roof completely blown off of this house with just a few things left for this family to salvage. Now, just 3 miles down the road in Campbell County, the McCreary family says they too were hit and lost everything in that tornado. They tell me they had just minutes to get inside.
Everything else, it's all gone. I mean, you know, ain't got nothing left. So, start over from the beginning again.
Yeah, they also tell me that they ran inside so quickly they weren't able to find their dog Hunter. When the storm ended, they came out and the dog had actually hid underneath a truck and he was alive. So good news for that family. No major injuries in these tornadoes. I'll have more from Claiborne County coming up on Local 8 News at 5 and 6. Reporting live in Claiborne County, Casey Wheeless, VLT Local 8 News.
Casey Wheeless. Casey talked to several families who can now just figure out what do we do now. Casey.
Guys, I'm out here standing in what's really just a path of debris from at least 10 homes that were damaged here along Highway 63 behind me. Personal information, children's toys, kitchen supplies, I mean, you name it, and it's out here in this field. People are out here trying to clean up. Now, luckily, no one was severely hurt, but now these people who have lost their homes are sharing their stories of survival.
I never dreamed that there would be any kind of wind strong enough to break the damage that it did here.
Electronics, bills, and furniture scattered. That's what's left of Claiborne County Sheriff David Ray's home.
And I got a phone call from one of my officers, and he advised me that there was a serious threat coming exactly toward the house.
That threat was an EF3 tornado with at least 140-mile-per-hour winds.
In the basement, of course, I hollered at my wife, and I have my mother-in-law here who is 83 years old, and we managed to get her and my wife down the stairs into the basement.
About 3 miles down the road, that same tornado wiped out the McCreary family's home in Campbell County.
My wife was in the truck, called hard at me to get over there, so I went over there and just got in the door and it hit.
Barely making it to safety themselves, they were unable to find their puppy Hunter.
I figured he was gone.
After the storm, they found him alive.
He got under the truck, I guess, and when I got out, he come out from under them trees and stuff, you know, so.
And the timing of this storm, the National Weather Service says, is unusual.
Since 1883, there have been only 7 recorded tornadoes in July.
While the NWS continues to sift through the damage, this community is stepping up to help each other.
So that we have people who are concerned enough to call and offer their help and prayers.
And guys, I'll tell you, it's really something to see this community coming together, helping each other out. Even inmates were out here at the sheriff's house. The sheriff department obviously brought them over with supervision to help out with this cleanup. Now, as I said, no serious injuries. The sheriff does have some minor scrapes and bruises from when the tornado hit yesterday, but he says he's going to be just fine. Reporting live in Claiborne County, Casey Wheeless, VLT Local 8 News.
8 News reporter Casey Wheeless is live to talk about the road ahead. Casey?
Well, guys, obviously a very devastating situation out here. Final count, 10 homes and 2 businesses damaged by this tornado. About half of those actually destroyed. Now, we did talk to the EMA director and the mayor. They're actually going door to door themselves, surveying the damage. You can see here at the D&P market, the rubble still remains, now in piles, a little more organized than it was before. Some people able to salvage a few personal belongings. The mayor tells me right now they have all the county cleanup resources at work, regardless of how much it costs.
So we're taking every step that we possibly can to make sure that we get our people help as soon as possible.
And that's where it becomes hard, especially in a rural community. There's a lot of money that's going to have to be put out initially, and in the hopes that we get reimbursed for it.
Now, all this damage must surpass a threshold of $8.5 million uninsured to qualify for any state or federal relief from them. So far, the EMA director tells me that this is some of the worst damage he's seen in Claiborne County, that they very likely may meet that threshold. Reporting in Speedwell, Casey Wheeless, WVLT Local 8 News.
Casey, thanks a lot. A lot of you want to help these people whose lives have been altered by the storm. We know that. That's what East Tennesseans do. You can drop off needed supplies at Toyota Knoxville.
Good afternoon, everybody. It is now day 3 of cleanup for Claiborne and Campbell counties. I'm Mark Packer.
And I'm Amanda Hara in for Lauren Davis this afternoon. Power has been restored to the hardest hit areas, but crews, they are still out working. And our continuing coverage, Local 8 News reporter Casey Wheeless is live from Speedwell with a look at the progress. Casey?
Well, guys, the cleanup is far from over out here in Speedwell. You can see behind me still piles of rubble, but a substantial amount of progress has been made since Monday. These piles are now more organized. People were able to salvage a few personal belongings, but I talked to La Follette Utilities Board today. They tell me they've been out here today replacing 20 poles that were wiped out when the storm hit. About a fourth of their customers lost power that night. Since then, they've had all crews on deck.
That's a time-consuming process. You know, if you just come in and you splice wire and you put a fuse in, it doesn't take near as long as to have to come in, set a new pole, you know, put the framing on it and all that good stuff.
Yeah, there's still a few ground wires out here. They say to be very careful around those because there's a chance they may be live. But besides the crews that are out here working, also a lot of volunteers. I talked to some high school students who are spending their last week of summer vacation out here helping their community. Hear from them tonight on Local 8 News at 5. Reporting live in Speedwell, I'm Casey Wheeless, VLT Local 8 News.
All right, Casey, going to be a long road to get everything cleaned up there.
Cleanup in Claiborne County is far from over. Crews are buzzing trying to repair what that twister tore to the ground. And we're continuing our coverage of this cleanup.
Yeah, Local 8 News reporter Casey Wheeless joins us live and tells us how the whole community is really coming together. Casey?
Day 3 of tornado cleanup here is now over. Crews have gone home for the day. You can see behind me a fire that's going. That's actually a lot of wooden debris from the homes, as well as some tree limbs and trees themselves that they're trying to get rid of there. They tell me all of this metal debris will be hauled off and hopefully recycled. Any money made there will be given back to the community. This is a community that's really come together over the past 4 days, really helping each other out. I talked to a group of high schoolers today who are spending their last week of summer vacation doing this.
You can tell that they're devastated because their homes and everything's gone.
The kids are part of a community service organization at Claiborne High School. I talked to another organization who has actually decided to help rebuild one man's home. I'll talk to that man coming up tonight on Local 8 News at 6. Reporting live from Speedwell, I'm Casey Wheeless, VLT Local 8 News.
It was 5 days ago today that we had a EF3 tornado hit. One of the first people on not only was John Carroll doing the weather, but Casey Wheeless.
Casey has been up here, well, first of all, since the tornado hit, she's been involved in this story. She's been here every day and is back today on her day off. I think it really caught your heart.
Yeah, being out here telling these people's stories, listening to them and what they've been through, it touches your heart, and you want to help them in any way you can. Yeah. So, I mean, really being out here and seeing all these stories and seeing what these people have gone through, I think everyone in East Tennessee has wanted to reach out and help these people.
It's cool what we're doing today, but there's still so much more that needs to be done, because after the immediate ban